would you please introduce yourself to the court and tell us your name?
Synovia Parks.
All right, and Ms. Parks, if you could you mind spelling your name, please?
SANOVIAPARKS.
Thank you so much. Ms. Parks, how old are you?
I'm 21.
And where do you currently live? You don't have to give us the address.
Oh,
just generally, where do you currently live?
Norcross.
Norcross. And who do you live with?
My parents.
All right. Now, do you know the defendant, Miles Bryant?
Yes.
And can you tell us how you know him?
We grew up as kids.
So, how old were you when you think you met him?
Like elementary, I don't know how old.
Okay. You've known him for a long time?
Yes.
At some point, did you live near him when you were growing up?
No.
How'd you meet him?
School?
And at some point, did you begin a romantic relationship with the defendant?
Yes.
Now, I know maybe it might be hard to give us exact dates, and I'm not asking for exact dates, just the best that you can remember. When did you start a relationship with the defendant?
2019.
2019. And at that time, where were you living?
With my parents.
And where was he living at?
With his parents.
Now, so that's 4 years ago, approximately. Do you know when in 2019?
No.
Now, 4 years ago, does that make you about 17 at the time?
I think so. Yes.
How much? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
Did you have something else?
Oh, no.
Okay. How much older than you is the defendant?
About 2 years.
So, if you were 17, was he approximately 19 years old at the time y'all started dating?
I can't remember.
But he's about 2 years older than you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, throughout the relationship that you had, at some point, did the defendant move out of his parents' home?
Yes. Yes.
And where did he move to?
Sterling Glen Apartments.
Were you in a relationship with him at the time that he moved?
Yes.
And when at some point, did you also move into the home with the defendant at Sterling Glen Apartments?
Yes.
And if you can remember, when was that?
I really can't remember.
Okay. Now, we're going to talk about some specific facts here on July 26th, and we've already talked about that before. But just to give you a reference point, July 26th of 2022. How long before that? How long had you been were you living in the apartment at that time?
I can't remember.
Okay. How long do you think you lived with the defendant at the apartment at Sterling Glen?
I want to say like 8 months, probably.
Okay. And let me ask, maybe this might be easier for us to narrow down a time. When did you move out?
I can't remember.
Okay, and that's all right. Let me ask, when the defendant was arrested, February 13th of 2023, were you still staying at the apartment at that time?
No.
Okay, so you had moved out and left sometime before then?
Yes.
How long before then do you think? And you can just give us, you don't have to give us exact days. Are we talking days, weeks, months? Do you have any idea?
I can't remember. I know, as far as I know, I just moved out and I stayed with my parents from then.
Okay. Now, I have come to learn that with many people, it's hard to define sometimes when a relationship starts and when it ends. Do you have the same experience that sometimes it's a little hard to define when a relationship starts and ends?
Yes.
In your relationship with Miles, you've told us about when it started, but when did it end for you? When, in your mind, when you said the relationship is over, when was that?
Before my birthday.
Before your birthday?
Yes.
And if you can, tell me when your birthday is?
June 26th.
June 26th. Right. So, and we're talking about a number of years here when the relationship went on. So, what year was the relationship over?
2022.
2022. You had, so June 26th of 2022 was your birthday. How long before your birthday do you think that, in your mind, the relationship was over?
I want to say like 3 days before.
So right before?
Yes.
Okay. Now, at that time, when you ended the relationship, well, let me ask, did you end it or did the defendant end it?
I ended it.
Okay. And when you ended the relationship, were you living with him at the time at the Sterling Glen Apartments?
Yes.
Now, maybe some obvious questions here, but I have to ask. When you were living there before breaking up, did you share a room with the defendant?
Yes.
His apartment there that you were living at, how many bedrooms was it?
One.
One bedroom. And you had how many beds?
One.
Now, after the relationship ends shortly before your birthday, did you move out at that time?
No.
And how long did you stay at the apartment after that?
I can't remember.
Let me ask some similar questions. Did you stay in the apartment at all after that?
No.
You never lived or stayed at the apartment after you ended the relationship in June of 2022?
I remember packing some things, like half of my stuff, and staying at my parents' house. That's all I remember.
That's all you remember. And do you remember when that happened?
No.